No puedes jugar boxeo es presentado de tu SEYER, los mejores guantes orgullosamente mexicanos, desde 1930 vistiendo los puños de los campeones y ahora disponibles para ti en SEYERsports.com. Ponte tu SEYER.
Hey Bob, thanks for taking the time. I really recognize your work. You're doing amazing things in the corner, but this time we need to talk about Héctor García. How do you define this guy as a human being and as a fighter?
Well, as a human being, he's a tremendous human being. He's a much better human being than he is a fighter. That being said, he's one hell of a fighter. So, got a pedigree second to none. Obviously, Pan Am Games, the Olympics. He's done it all. He's won an eliminator, won a world championship. So, like I said, he's second to none to me. And I think this year, without a doubt, if you're comparing apples to apples, he should have been Fighter of the Year. And I hopefully he will be Fighter of the Year.
Yeah, why not? A few moments ago, he shook me off, he surprised me, he told me, Ernesto, when you talk about Mexican boxing, no one is afraid of Mexican boxing anymore because the Mexican boxing changed, and I can tell, if you call me tonight to fight against Navarrete or either Valdez, I'm not afraid. What's your opinion? Because, I mean, I'm from Mexico, but I respect the opinion of Héctor García. You mentioned, no one is afraid of Mexican boxing anymore.
Well, I mean, that being said, I guess it's the opponent, right? If you're fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, you better be a little bit nervous. Or if you're fighting Canelo and he's not going up to 175, you better be a little bit nervous. But, I mean, obviously he has confidence in himself, and guys that are real confident world champions, obviously they can feel they can beat anybody. But, you know, when you talk about Mexican boxing and inside fighting, they're the masters. Everybody knows that. And so, to me, it's incredible. Most of my apprenticeship was under guys with, you know, Mexican fighting in East LA, in East San Jose. So maybe he's not as afraid as much anymore because I taught him a lot of tricks of the trade, you know what I mean? So
I agree. He mentioned as well that he is the real Garcia, not Ryan. He is the real Garcia, and he's going to beat Gervonta even if no one believes in him. And I agree. This guy can beat Gervonta.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Again, like I said, his pedigree second to none. Ryan Garcia, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Joe Goosen, his head trainer. But that being said, you know, again, Ryan Garcia, he may be the next Oscar De La Hoya. He may be the next Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. I don't know. Time will tell. He's a young fighter. As of today, there's one guy who's been in the Olympics. There's one guy who's in the Pan Am Games. There's one guy who's won a title eliminator. There's one guy who's won a world championship, and that's Héctor Garcia. Yeah. Not Ryan Garcia. And again, no disrespect to him.
I agree with you. Let's talk about this. When we remember Isaac Pitbull Cruz against Gervonta, Pitbull shows so many ways to beat Gervonta. It's an inspiration for Héctor and you to see a small guy, like short guy like Pitbull Cruz almost beating Gervonta.
Oh, it was a very close fight.
Yeah, right.
You know, you could make an argument it could have went the other direction, but I mean, that being said, you know, a lot of rounds sometimes could be subjective. I'm very good friends with Pitbull's father. I have the utmost respect for him. I have the utmost respect for Pitbull Cruz. I don't think too many people want to get in the ring with Pitbull Cruz. Win, lose, or draw, it ain't going to be an easy night. So that being said, though, you definitely could take some things away that he did that night that gives us an opportunity that we can add into our arsenal for somewhat of a blueprint and how to beat Gervonta Davis.
Yeah. Héctor mentioned after that night when I'm going to beat Gervonta, I don't want to fight against Ryan. I don't care about Ryan Garcia. I'm going for the big guys in 135, even 140. So he believes that Ryan doesn't respect the boxing, and he didn't respect Ryan Garcia as well. He has like bigger goals, and it's good to mention, no, not Ryan. Let's go for the biggest, Devin Haney, Lomachenko.
Well, definitely, you know, Héctor wants to prove he's the best in the ring. Like I said, Ryan Garcia is a tremendous talent. He's with a tremendous trainer, Joe Goosen. I worked with Joe for a long time. I learned a lot from Joe Goosen. So that being said, again, he may turn out to be something that's just spectacular down the line. But it is true what Hector's saying. As of today, you got to prove these things in the ring.
Yeah.
Hector wants to challenge himself against the best who's proven things in the ring. And so that's why he wants to go after Gervonta Davis. God willing, we get the W with him. We could do a rematch with him. Or I'm sure he wouldn't mind fighting Devin Haney and trying to take over all the belts, because he wants to challenge himself to be the absolute best and become a legend in the sport.
That's great, because now you put something on the table. When you talk with Hector Garcia, he's not like an arrogant guy. He's from the bottom of the heart that he mentioned that he believes is a good one. He's a great fighter. He's the best in 130, 135. So he's like a very humble guy as well. He mentioned, hey, Ryan is not on my level, but he's not like in an arrogant way. Do you agree with me that he's not arrogant?
Sure. Again, like I said, we have the utmost respect for anybody who gets anybody who gets in the ring. I don't care. Anybody, it takes heart, it takes commitment, and you got to respect anybody that gets in the ring, even an amateur. It takes a lot of heart and effort to do something like I encourage. But that being said, like, again, we respect him. We think he's a tremendous talent. He's great for the sport. The endorsements that he's doing, it is great for the sport. We respect all those things. But at the end of the day, you got to prove things inside the ring.
Yeah.
He has a
That's
right. He has a decent win against Campbell. I think Campbell was a little long in the tooth. Didn't turn out to be the type of pro that he was as an amateur. And so that being said, again, you got to prove it in the ring. When he proves it in the ring, we'll give him all the credit in the world. But as of today, Hector Luis Garcia, he's proven it in the ring. Gervonta's proven it in the ring, and Ryan's still, it remains to be seen.
Yeah. And regarding Bob Santos, I truly believe that you need to be recognized, or need to be more recognized in world boxing. Could you describe for the Spanish audience your stable, how many fighters, the things that you are doing, and no one is talking about you, and that's bad for boxing, because we need to recognize the things that you are doing. It's not only the fighter. Come on.
Well, I've been in this sport a long time, and this gives me an opportunity to mention my family. My mother obviously is of Puerto Rican descent.
I know.
My cousin fought in the 1956 Olympics, and my family's truly proud of that, to have a family member that fought in the Olympics. So my family's been in boxing over 100 years. We lived it, we breathed it, and but I was always the type of guy that stayed behind the scenes. But I've been in this game 41 years, 31 years in the pros, and I've been able to work under some of the greats. Joe Goosen, Hall of Famer. I've been around, Ronnie Shields, many camps. I'm a great trainer. Emmanuel Stewart, I was able to work under him, a Hall of Famer. So I picked up a lot of things through the years, but I was never one, my family always taught, hey, you let your work speak for itself, and never been one to be shouting my name from the rooftops. But it's great to get some of the recognition that I've gotten this year, and it's a long time, 41 years coming.
Yeah. Could you describe this moment of the Dominican Republic boxing, or Dominicans boxing now? Could you describe the moment? It's amazing.
Sure. It's this is the renaissance for Dominican boxing. It's a coming of age. It's the golden era for the Dominicans, for sure. So much of my chagrin, to a degree, they have more world champions now than Puerto Rico and Cuba and even the Philippines combined. So obviously it's a golden era for them. And hopefully we've got to get a couple Puerto Ricans and win some world champions out there.
We need it.
I'm proud. Yeah.
We need it. So this being said, hamburgers or mofongo?
Hamburgers.
No mofongo. Okay, I prefer mofongo. What can you tell to the Mexican fans? Because I truly believe, and this is with all my respect, that no one is taking care of a Mexican audience. And the Mexicans, or we Mexicans, we are paying for boxing. We are, I believe, the best fans in the world. And no one is taking care. What can you tell to the Mexican fans?
Well, to the Mexican fans, you're the lifeblood of the sport. I'm so proud that, my kids are half Mexican. My wife was born in Juarez, Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So definitely, Mexican fans are the lifeblood of the sport. They're the most passionate fans in the sport. There's no two ways about that. They spend their hard-earned money, and nobody comes out to support like the Mexican fans. And hopefully, with the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, we can start achieving that level, not just as world champions, but the level of commitment that the fans have. Because without you, the fans, the sport is nothing.
Definitely. Thanks for your time, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, and God bless you guys.
Thank you very much.
No puedes jugar boxeo es presentado por JNE. Remodelamos tu casa o negocio, pintura, cocinas, baños y mucho más. JNE, tu mejor opción en Las Vegas, Nevada. 702-994-1924. ¡Ay, güey! Se me olvidaba. Suscríbanse, denle like y compartan. Por favor, raza, no puedes jugar boxeo. Hay unos vidrios.